Learning to read can be an incredibly stressful time in a young child's life, so it is really important to put forth in front of them some resources that are fun, that are engaging, that are confidence boosting, and that are valuable. We want them to want to learn to read. Leave it to Usborne to do just that. Let's start with our phonics series. Now you can see that all of these are based on an animal and something that rhymes with that animal. These stories are meant to be fun, they're meant to be humorous, they're silly, they're engaging, they keep kids coming back for more. They're perfect at bedtime, but also for that actual reading instruction. The rhyme is really what keeps the kids so interested. So this one's Underpants for Ants, working on that A sound. Nan sells fancy fans and lamps, handbells, clamshells, pans, and stamps. But customers just stay away, and so she sits and knits all day. So you can see why kids would love it. It's so incredibly silly. At the end, an added bonus, you're going to get this parent guide about phonics, elaborating on the sounds and the words that were utilized in the book, also teaching you other ways to help your child further that phonics and reading instruction. You can also buy phonics readers as a combined volume, such as this one, Ted and Friends. And this one, you're going to get a CD for oral reading, which is a great bonus, and 12 of those phonics readers, just like the individual ones I showed you. You can also grab phonics readers as a large set of independent readers. All great choices, all wonderful value. I can promise you, you will not be disappointed. Your children will ask for those phonics readers all the time. Another option for learning to read is our dual reading books. This one is fairy tales. Have you ever heard how Albert Einstein once said, if you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales? That's why I love this version of our dual readers. They're going to be exposed to the classic fairy tales such as Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty, Little Red Riding Hood, but in such a unique way. We've got a simple sentence across the top, more complex one for the parent. So your child who's learning to read will of course tackle that one. You will help them by reading the bottom one. Now, will it make sense if they just read the top sentence? Absolutely. You are just helping to be a part of that story. You guys are spending time doing this together. So they're being involved in the story and their confidence is skyrocketing. And then eventually they'll be able to tackle both top and bottom. So that is one of our dual readers, also available in a Farmyard Tales version. Again, you're going to get a CD with this one. But we've still got that dual reading concept, simple across the top for the reader, merchant reader, and more complex at the bottom for the parent. This one's going to be all about farm stories. How about our Starting to Read pack? For $40, you're going to get this pack of 8 books. You've got 4 levels, so 2 books per level. You also get an activity book and a sticker chart. Here's a level 1 book, for example. And you're going to see that we're still kind of working on that dual reading concept. The parent or the caregiver or the instructor will read that top part. The child reads that bottom part. It's less intricate. It's very few words per page. It's going to be very basic connecting words and sight type words. And then at the end, there's going to be some comprehension puzzles as well as ways to incorporate the words that they've used within that story in other activities. Now here's a level 4, for example. Still the same concept, dual reading. Parent up top, child's got here, but now they've got more words per page, more intricate vocabulary, more difficult wording, but still involving both you and the child, so their confidence is still working to grow. Still has that comprehension puzzle and word work at the end. The activity book is a great bonus in this set because it's really going to tell you as the parents when to move them to the next book. So they have to conquer these sounds. This is based on synthetic phonics, meaning we conquer certain sounds independently of one another before we put them together to make words. So as they work with these sounds, they're working with them, they're tracing the letters, they're sounding them out, they're finding things that begin with those letters. It will say, we're ready to move to the next book, or it'll tell you that we need to practice more of the same level. Then there's alphabet stickers in the back for them to put on their chart as they master that sound. Great for self-recognition. Now we have our Read with Usborne series, much like the Dr. Seuss I Can Read. We were getting lots of requests for this, so now we have it. And I will say that many of ours within this series are based on common folk tales, stories that your children should know and love, and that we'll hear often. So I really adore this series for that reason. In addition, of course, it's teaching reading. We've got that repetitive storyline. We also have comprehension puzzles in the back. Some of them are quite humorous, so that was a level 1. Level 2, for example, look, we've got The Little Boy Who Cried Wolf. Again, we've got that repetitive text, great illustrations, keeping those kiddos engaged. Still has the comprehension puzzles. Level 3 and 4, we're going to get into chapters, small chapters, fewer illustrations, and more words and harder vocabulary. And that was Little Mermaid. Here's a level 4, The Secret Garden. So you can see we're even more intricate now. Then when your child's really confident, we've got a beginning chapter series, Hey Jack and Billy B. You will see both of these characters in both stories series. So Billy B and Jack are best friends, which is why you'll see them in both series. Parents love this beginning chapter series because Billy and Jack, they're encountering everyday kiddo situations, and they learn to deal with them in positive ways. You can see we've still got illustrations to retain that interest. Very few words per page, no hyphenated language, so not going to trick those readers. And here's Hey Jack for you, very similar format. Then if you want to introduce your emergent reader to some nonfiction, we have our Young Beginners series. I'll show you inside of that. This is just a wonderful way to introduce our youngest of readers to nonfiction topics. You're going to see we have real-life photographs, some illustrations, and small chunks of information. And then the next step up is our beginner series. Same concept, but a little more difficult. Got a table of contents, a glossary, an index. Same thing. Got small chunks, not overwhelming them. Have some images, have some photographs. So that is, both of these are available in loads of topics. That's wonderful for a classroom, or if you're just yearning to teach your kids about nonfiction subjects. So I know that if you entrust your young readers' habits to Usborne, you will not be disappointed. Good luck, parents, and happy reading to all of the emergent readers out there. You can do it.